recording. Okay, so today, since we've been working on our project 5.2 over this week, you guys have had a lot of creative freedom, a lot of interesting approaches with how you can go about some of the typographic concepts that we've talked about so far. And we're going to give our critique process another try. And while we do that, just as a reminder, remember these critiques are not personal. These are not, the goal of this assignment or this, activity is not to be a bully and really destroy someone else's work. It's constructive. We're building and seeing how your design will be interpreted by people who aren't you. Because remember, with your design, it's easy to get kind of wrapped up in the process and understand the choices you made. But those choices might not always be clear to your viewer, to your client, to the people who enjoy your work. So that's why we do this critique process. Is to improve. It's not to tear one another down, right? So there's a rubric, not a rubric necessarily, but the actual part of the activity is in your thread. If you click on this, it's the same process as it was for assignment 5.1, or not 5.1, 4.1, excuse me, the color inspiration. So you will download this Word document. It has 2 pages with some areas to take notes and then some open-ended starter questions down here at the bottom to help you get started with your critiquing process. I also have paper copies if that's something that you would rather have to write on. I have those up front. But the approach of today is to take a step back from your work on 5.2 so far and analyze someone nearby. You got a nearby neighbor that's on your right, your left, right behind you. We'll start there, and then if you have more spaces open, then you can move around the room a little bit. But we want to be talking to the people near us before we start moving around too crazily. And it's just got a couple questions here asking about the design and the intentionality of the work so far. So questions like, does it demonstrate visual hierarchy? Remember, that was the idea of type kind of sets the tone. It builds the way that your eye is going to follow around the design. And then you'll just leave notes with the first partner you talk to and the second partner you talk to. You're using this sheet kind of as a note-taking, note-tracking device instead of something that you're going to hand to the other person. So like, for example, I have my sheet in front of me and I got my nearby neighbor on the left, their partner 1. And the question I'm asking of their work is, does the typography demonstrate visual hierarchy? In partner 1 box, all right, yes, it does this, it has this, or it could improve this way, or things of that nature. And then I have another slot for a second partner, either on my right or one that I want to move around to get a little bit closer to. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions on the process of how you're filling in these boxes of partner 1 and 2? Are we all good? Okay, cool. So your job right now, next 5 minutes, is to either grab a paper copy or download this document so you have it editable, and then just go through the questions, understanding that it's taking a step back from your work to analyze some others and to see how you both can improve in your design so far. And then after about 20 or so minutes of this process, we're going to move into your last period of work. This is the last day that you could turn in this assignment. Or it's not the last day, sorry. This is when it is due. Today's your last in-class work day. So you have a chance to make those adjustments should you choose to. And then the last thing I will say before I disperse you guys is we have an upcoming deadline for our assignments, April 15th, 2024. That is after break. So you have some time over spring break to work on these things. And if you're curious about getting set up with Adobe, I can help you with that. Canvas messages as well if you want to do it after class. But just as a reminder, anything that has been assigned before April 15th will not be accepted after this April 15th deadline. So if you still have some stuff out from unit 1 or 2, it's got to get in by April 15th if you want to grade for it. So that's all I got for you guys today. Any questions before I let you all go? Awesome. Okay, download this file, this rubric form, or grab a paper one, and we'll spend about 20 or so minutes working on this. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.